Okay, I'm reading for Daiji and Kibi on Tuesday at 6:20. This is from 2 weeks ago, so what was it? I don't know, sometime August 17th or something. Sneaky salarymen skim, and hide cash from wives. The word scheme is like the plan, like the scheme. Skim is taking from the top, like skim milk. Skim from the top. So take money from the top, skimming money. If someone says you're skimming money, it means you're stealing money from the very top. Tokyo. Although it's hardly the experience of a typical tourist to Japan, most surely can't help but wonder about the apparent conformity on show among the legions of black-suited office workers crowding every train and coffee shop in central Tokyo. Can't help but wonder means have. Can't help but means have to. I can't help but think. I can't help but want. I can't help but wonder. Conformity, conforming shape. Conform is with. Conformity is everyone doing the same thing. You have to conform to the rules. You have to do what everyone does. That's called conformity. Do the same as everyone else. Japan is famous for having a lot of conformity. Everyone, or many people, do the same thing as other people. A legion is like an army. Legion of black-suited office workers. Number 6, are they really all just drones? I'm sorry. Paragraph 2. Ready? Are they really all just drones in service to the greater good, and are they actually as boring as they seem? In short, the answer to both is a definite no. Something I found out when I donned a black suit of my own and joined the salaryman army. Drone is a worker bee. Hachi, right? I guess the male bee. I think they're male, but they're worker, work. So a drone is kind of a mindless worker. Work. Sometimes we call mindless salarymen or businessmen in America too. We call them drones or zombies or what else? Robots. Suits sometimes. Are they really all just drones in service to the greater good, and are they actually as boring as they seem? As nani as it looks. It's as big as it looks. Mitame me to onaji. It's not as big as it looks. Okiku mieru kedo sonna ni okiku nai, right? It is as boring as it seems. Tsumannai ni mieru and hontou ni tsumannai. Okay, I donned a black suit. I put on a black suit. Don is kind of used for like Superman. Don a cape, right? Don something, put it on. Don a cap. Paragraph 3, line 10. The first thing that would really strike anyone experiencing the daily life of a typical Tokyo white-collar worker for the first time would be the staunch patience and discipline needed to survive in the Japanese business world. Strike is to impress. And we often use this with conversation, like you don't strike me as a drinker. You don't strike me. He strikes me as a beer drinker. He strikes me as an honest person. So impression. Okay, so no insho, right? Staunch is very strong. Line 11, staunch patience. Line 13. From the start of each day, you utterly surrender your individuality. First physically on the jam-packed commuter trains, then mentally at an office, dominated by groupthink and tedious rules. Day after day, you walk the line, kowtow to superiors, and swallow your opinions. From the start of each day, you completely give up. You utterly, completely surrender, give up your individuality. First physically, on a jam-packed commuter train. Jam-packed. How was the train ride today? Oh, it was jam-packed. The Disney World was jam-packed. It's really crowded. Then mentally, at an office dominated by groupthink. So groupthink is everybody thinking the same thing. That's called groupthink. And tedious rules. Tedious or boring. I think you say tansho, maybe? Boring. Monotonous. Boring. Day after day, every day after day, you walk the line. Walk the line is obey the rules. Kowtow to superiors. Kowtow, yes, okay, yes, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And swallow your opinion. Swallow. Opinion, of course, is iken. So, 自分の意見を言わないように swallow your opinion. It's in this, next paragraph, line 17. It's in this repressed atmosphere that I've witnessed the flourishing practice of hesokuri, or keeping a secret pocket money stash, which works as a kind of freedom fund for salarymen. The inspiration? Restoring personal sanity with off-family balance sheet detours into Tokyo's real-tail wonderland. Continue. Almost all Japanese salarymen have a secret bank account, says Mr. H, an executive at my former employer, one of Japan's largest conglomerates. There are so many ways to use it, and it actually is basic policy for Japanese companies to support it. Go back to line 17. Repressed is when people push something down, or I push it down myself. For example, repressed sexuality. I have sexual feelings, but I push them down. Repressed homosexuality. Repressed feelings. I'm really angry, but I don't show my anger. Repressed anger. Repressed frustration. Things like that. We don't really say repressed happiness. But flourishing. Sakaeru. To be flourishing. To thrive. Stash has a couple meanings. In line 18, stash is often used to describe someone's, for example, drugs. This is my stash, for example. Could be like all your candy too. This is my stash. If you go Halloween trick-or-treating, this is my stash. I got all this candy. Or if you have a lot of secret drugs, your stash. Or it could be all your money. I guess a stash is something precious, something important that you hide and keep. I keep my stash. Could maybe a high school boy has a stash of pornography that he hides under his bed. Let's see, a woman might have a stash of ice cream in the refrigerator that she eats when she's feeling depressed. A man might have a stash of money or something like that. Okay. In this case, it's money. Anyway, line 19, restore, give back. Restoring personal sanity. Insane means crazy. Sane means not crazy. Sanity is the noun. So giving back your mental health, I suppose. Now this is a very difficult sentence. Restoring your personal sanity with off-family balance sheet detours. So let's say you have a list of all the expenses that your family has, all your expenses, right? Everything that you spend. This is your balance sheet. Spend this much money comes in, this much money goes out. In and out money. At the very bottom has a number, right? That's how much money you make or spend every month. This is called your balance sheet. So what we do is we have a hesokuri is off the family balance sheet. It's a detour off the way, off the main road, a detour. Last paragraph on page 1. Almost all Japanese salarymen have a secret bank. Oh, well, we read this already, sorry. A conglomerate, line 22. Conglomerate is a big company. Many companies together, that's a conglomerate. And that's part 1 of your video. Thank you for watching. Come to the next video. Please review this, read this together with me. And if you have any questions, ask me next time in class. But please practice. Thanks. Part 2, page 2, line 25. Recessionary shift. Hesokuri is a term that has been around since the Edo period of Japanese history. It's often been equated with money that housewives secretly stash away for shopping and dining. But the definition was more applicable to the economic bubble during the late 1970s and 1980s, when huge corporate expense accounts paid for the salaryman's hedonistic entertainment and housewives raided their husbands' fat company bonuses. From what I've seen, 2 decades of stagnation have drastically altered the use of hesokuri. The stakes these days are much lower. Big expense accounts are gone and fat bonuses are rare. So the modern wife has slim pickings. So now it's the salarymen who quietly and methodically create a hesokuri with skimmed wads of cash. Hats in the air. In the places I've worked, hesokuri has been a natural expression of accumulated, unexpressed employee frustration. When work is finally over, the tension is explosively released, never belligerently. but rather with an earnest feeling shared with coworkers, like hats being thrown into the air together. I wish I could find a bar in the United States half as cheery as the typical Tokyo izakaya. For many salarymen, especially those with no time to see family or friends, this hesokuri-funded nightly drinking bout is the one thing that makes weekday life worth living. And in lieu of the long-gone corporate expense accounts, the spirit-building value this represents to the typical company cannot be understated. That's the reading. Now let's talk about the vocabulary. And now the vocabulary. Recessionary shift. Recession is when people stop spending money. Shift is change. Recessionary shift, hesokuri is a term that's been around since yaru. Been around is zuto aru. It's been here for a long time. We've been using that word for a long time. Excuse me. Let's see. Stash in line 27 is a verb. In this case, it means hide. Hide. Stash away money. Line 30, hedonistic is having a very crazy, wild lifestyle. Sex and drugs, or maybe not drugs, but no morals. Right. Raid is to attack and take. So the housewives used to take money from their husband's bonuses. Stagnation is non-moving. If you have water sitting in a bucket for a few weeks, that's stagnant. It doesn't taste good. It's stagnant. The economy doesn't move. It's stagnant. It doesn't move. Drastically is very sharply. Drastically altered. Very sharply changed. The stakes are what you could lose. What you can lose are the stakes. We sometimes say the risk, the stake. What you have to lose. Slim pickings. Slim is very hosoi, right? Pickings. Slim pickings is a set, and it means what you can choose. You don't have much to choose from. Pickings are slim, or it's slim pickings. We don't have much to choose from. For example, the crop this year is very bad. Or if you go to a party and you want to meet a girl, but there are very few girls, only a few, then you don't have much to choose from. And maybe they're not very pretty. Or if you go to a party and you want to meet a boy, but all the boys are kind of boring or ugly, then you have, those are slim pickings. In this case, we're talking about money. Skim, take from the top. We talked about that already. And wad is when you have like if you have like a lot of money together. So this is a wad of paper. A wad of paper. A wad of money is a lot of money. We also say wad of gum. If you're chewing gum, this is a wad of gum. Okay. Line 38. Accumulated is to gather. Accumulate. To gather. Accumulated. 40. Belligerently is very unfriendly, aggressive. So when work is over, we don't relieve tension in an aggressive way, but explosively, very happy. Not fighting each other, but in a very happy way. Lots of energy. Earnest means very sincere. Maybe chujitsu. Cheery is very happy. Line 42. Line 44, a drinking bout is a drinking time. A bout is a match, like a sumo bout or boxing match. A drinking bout is such phrase when you go drinking. Line 45, in lieu of, instead of. Long gone, it disappeared a long time ago. Spirit building is something that builds your psychological feeling, your yaruki. This cannot be understated. We cannot. This basically means it's very important. Nani cannot be understated. It means it's very important. Okay, that's your article. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. The next video I'm going to do in a few minutes called Poop As You Go. Coming soon.